Never have a man who you're with and in a relationship with tell you twice that he doesn't want you. Hi, I'm James, and this is my take on reality. In this episode, we're going to be talking about Christine and her relationship with Kody and how in the world did their relationship last as long as it did. Let's get it. Now, again, the big question is, how did Kody and Christine's relationship last as long as it did? My answer to that is simple. When they entered into the relationship, Christine did not present a level of standards and things that she expected from Kody in order for her to agree to be in a relationship. And because she didn't have standards, she didn't have a method or means to be able to hold him accountable for all the things he wasn't doing for her. The times that he neglected not only her, but when he neglected her children as well. There was no standard. So in the history of their relationship, they got together. She said she knew him for about 30 years. They had been married for about 25. Now, of those 25 years, according to him, and this is his statement, when they got married, he married her out of some form of obligation because he felt that he had to do it. She thought that the relationship was based on romance. And deep down, I firmly believe that when she married him, she thought that she would win him over with her deeds and her good heart. And that's one of the problems that a lot of, not only women, but a lot of men find themselves in that same situation, where you think that if you're a good enough person, that logically the person you're showing such kindness to will eventually realize that you are better for them, you're good for their heart, that you really care about them. And weighing that logically, they would logically make the only sensible conclusion, which is they should commit themselves to you, the person who is so committed to them. The reality of it is you can't force somebody who doesn't want you to want you. The only thing that you can do is you can try to become the thing that they want so that you can fit in the compartmentalized section of their life that they allow for you. And that's where Christine found herself at for so long during the course of their relationship. Kody allowed her to exist in a box. And as long as she fit within that box, Kody was more than happy to keep her on board. And the second she started to stray outside that box and not do the things that he wanted her to do, now all of a sudden, she doesn't work anymore. I'm not attracted to you. You are the reason why I don't want to have an intimate relationship with you because of the things you're doing and all that foolishness. See, because in that relationship, all the focus was on Kody. So the women, if Kody started acting up or he wasn't treating a woman right or he wasn't giving her what she needed and she started getting angry, as we'll watch in this next video, when he started acting that way, he just go on to the next wife. And then the wives would automatically fall in line because he was the focal point of their lives and the focal point of their relationship. They weren't the focal point of his. Let's watch this video when he talks about the other wives and their relationships and how they try to break it off with him and how he views it.
It's like, Janelle's tried kicking me out, Robin's tried kicking me out, like Mary did it all the time. That's a game. To me, that's a game.
Now, he describes it as being a game because you know it's a game, and who plays games? People you don't take serious. Kody's issue is he doesn't take Christine, Robin, Janelle, or Mary serious. So when they break up with him, it doesn't mean anything because he's the bee's knees. He's the greatest of all things. They should all attract to him, and they should all want him. You can't do that and be happy. You can only pretend to be something for so long. And that's one of the challenges and one of the discoveries that Christine is now making, is that she's going to go out and try to find somebody who she can be happy with. She can be herself. She can speak her mind. She doesn't have to live in fear, because that's what that is. That's a form of living in fear. When you're afraid of being yourself, because if you're really reveal who you are and what you think, the other person doesn't know how to handle it, and it may not be in full pace to what they want you to do, and all of a sudden you're on the outs. So you have to continue this facade. You can only pretend to be so long, because here's the definition of just like the pop psychology, modern definition of crazy. Crazy is when you are pretending to be something that you're not, and then you try to hold that position. If I sat here and said that I was Napoleon or Jesus Christ or something to that effect, I would be a crazy person, because I'm neither one of those historical individuals. I'm James from My Take on Reality, right? And if I try to be somebody else who I'm not, then I'm crazy. And that would drive me crazy to pretend to be something that I'm not consistently, because that's what somebody else expects. And that's what Kody put on to Christine. So Christine is starting to spread her wings and find freedom. Now, ironically, when she's starting to find freedom because he is so used to mistreating her and treating her the way he was, and her chasing after him, she'll go off and then she'll come back. Mary went off and then she came back. He's so used to that now when she tries to express a little bit of freedom, all of a sudden he feels like she's taking away his freedom to be able to do whatever he wants. And that's part of the problem. He's been able to get away with this for so long that when you listen to his arguments and the points that he makes during the argument, he's so used to winning that he doesn't have the tools to be able to negotiate and actually talk and listen to what his wife or ex-wife is saying to him. Now, finally, Kody is in a position where, bruh, your woman is gone. I mean that, fellas, you can put a woman through a lot, but there is a point, and there will come a day where she is done. And I don't know when it is. And if you ask her and she's honest about it, she doesn't know when it is. But when it happens, it's like a light switch. Bam! Then all of a sudden, no matter what you say, no matter what you do, it just doesn't make sense anymore, because she doesn't care. And when she don't care, she is gone. She could be sitting in the room with you, talking to you, but there's something in her eyes. You can see she is 100 miles away. And there's nothing you're going to be able to do to get her back. And that's where Kody is. Finally, the thing that I would say to Christine, if I could talk to her, is instill 3 basic premises moving into your next relationship. First, value yourself. Know your worth and know your value. You are important. If you're a part of this partnership and this union, your opinion matters. Who you are should matter not only to you, but it should matter to the person whom you're with. They should care about you being yourself and expressing yourself, because that's who they want to be in a relationship with. If you're with a woman or you're with a man, you want to experience that person, because their point of view and their perspective should be important to you. Number 2, have standards and set standards for the person that you're going to be with. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that your man's got to make 6 figures or you got to be a size 3 dress or whatever the hell people say now. Have standards. I expect you to treat me a certain way. I expect you to have respect for me. I expect you to value me and my opinion. I expect for you to look after me and my children and care about me and my children, because you're bringing kids into it. Third, having standards gives you the ability to hold people accountable. You want to hold him accountable. If he's not coming home when he should be coming home, you want to be able to hold him accountable. If he's not taking you into consideration when he's making life decisions, then you want to be able to hold that to account. I expect you to get my perspective and my position. You want to move to Arizona, Coyote Pass or whatever, then I expect you to talk to me about it. What I don't expect is for you to make a decision for both of us, and then I have to live with your decisions. I'm having that standard that you're supposed to talk to me, and if you don't live up to that standard, I'm going to hold you accountable. That's my take. I'm James. This has been My Take on Reality, and I'm out. 'Cause I've been living life right like I